Alright, hi, I'm uVideo, and this is my new Super Mario Bros. Wii Any% Marathon Submission video. So, basically what this is going to be is me just giving commentary over an Any% run. I've done something like this before, but it was like a run that I was doing live while giving commentary at the same time, and the run didn't go super well. So I kind of wanted to redo that. This time, this is like a pre-recorded run. It's actually from back in December when the new Super Mario Bros. Wii tournament was going on, and this was my best time in the tournament. So I think it just shows off like how I would play this game in a no reset environment, and it almost honestly shows off like all the things that I wanted to talk about. It's actually a pretty good run, so yeah, I'll just go ahead and start the video. So you'll see my timer starts from -4.7. That's because the time for this game actually starts when Mario moves on the map. And I actually started a little early in this run, but it's not that big of a deal. So, yeah, with that being said, you don't have to watch the cutscene at the start of every run. So here you'll see me like sliding down slopes and stuff. That's not like used that much throughout the run, but it saves a little bit of time. Then I hit the checkpoint to become big, and immediately grab that propeller. And that propeller is super important for like most levels in this run. It's really important that I at least keep it past the level 5-4. After that, it's not that big of a deal if I lose it, but I really want to keep it for 5-4. So yeah. Another thing I do is I was jumping up those hills that were like moving to the right, because it just speeds you up a little bit. So yeah, that was a pretty good one. World 1 generally goes like pretty well in no reset runs. There's not too much you can mess up. So the next level here is 1-2, and it's just kind of your typical Mario underground level. I guess the interesting thing about 1-2 though is that it has these rotating platforms, and you use the motion controls on the Wii Remote to rotate them, and I guess you're supposed to use them to like be able to walk up so you can like reach pipes and stuff, but you can also use them to rotate them downwards, and like I said, sliding down slopes is faster, so like you saw right there, I can slide down it like it's a slope. And then right here I grabbed the star, because even though it takes a little bit of time to grab it, not only does it let you go through all these enemies like super fast, but your horizontal speed is also way faster when you have the star, so it ends up being like super worth it to grab it. And just one more little slope right there. So, first two levels, I just go through as normal. This next level is where I'm going to be getting my first secret exit. And since every level has a normal exit, but only a few have like these secret exits, and those will take you to like other levels. They'll take you through like shortcuts on the world map, or in this case, it'll take you to the cannon level, which is really important because this is the Any% run. We want to finish the game as fast as possible. We're not trying to go through all the worlds or anything. We only have to go through worlds 1, 5, and 8, so of course you want to take one cannon, and that'll take us to world 5. I guess I didn't even mention it. At the very beginning, I triple jumped over a Hammer Bro, because he can sometimes jump, and then there in the middle of the level, I also took like the top route over some blocks, because the Hammer Bro will never jump up there either. So like there's just some really simple ways to avoid the randomness in this level. Right there when I flew up to the top, I did a single jump and then flew. You can do a triple jump to make that like way easier, but I do a single jump because you want to land as soon as possible after flying up, because when you fly, your horizontal speed is a little bit slower as you're descending from the flight, so you want to land like as quickly as you can. And triple jumps give you a little more height, so yes, it would make that jump much less tight, but you would also land a little bit later. So yeah, don't want that. Right here I'm spamming through this cutscene, because even though it doesn't like prompt you to press A or 2 or anything, it's actually faster to spam through it. And the same thing with this load here on the cannon. I'm spamming 2 through that as well. That only works on the cannon loads and then the piranha fight, which I'll be coming up on pretty soon. But yeah, it doesn't work for normal levels. Like, it doesn't speed up the loads at all. And speaking of loads in this game are a little bit inconsistent. but at a top any percent level, they're actually like removed from your run or from your time entirely, so you don't have to worry about them. It's not like super bad, but it's enough that it's removed just for fairness. So here's the first level, World 5. World 5 is your forest world. So this one, I'm going to be grabbing another star just like I did in 1-2. There's a few different ways you can grab this, but the fastest way is to ground pound the top of the block and then run through it. I actually messed that up, so I had to hit it from the bottom, which is a little bit slower, but that's okay. Important thing is I get it. It would not be faster to just like continue if I didn't get it. And then right here I'm going to do what's called a water skip. This little like Ferris wheel sort of thing right here, you're supposed to use that to get through the water. It's super slow, or you can just jump through these piranhas and do that. Doing it that way is a little bit difficult. There's easier ways of doing that. And then that Koopa at the end actually almost hit me there. Normally I would jump a little lower on that vine so I wouldn't hit it. And then you saw me do a wall jump off the pipe at the end, and that's because when you do a wall jump you immediately get to full speed, and if I were to just run forward it would take a little bit of time for me to build up speed, so it's just a little bit faster. So next is the piranha fight. You can technically skip this, it's not faster. You would have to die in 5-1, and if you die in 5-1 you lose your propeller. Propeller is really important, you don't want to lose it. And again, I'd spam through that load there, makes it go faster. So okay, I actually messed up there. What I was trying to do was when I run off that ledge I want to tap right on the D-pad and then tap left again, but sometimes when you like press on the buttons really fast on the Wiimote it registers as a shake, so I guess I flew up in the air when that happens. It's kind of one of the downsides of motion controls for this game. It can be a little bit weird sometimes. So the next level I did was 5-3. You can also do 5-2, the level on top there. It's easier, a lot easier, but it's about 5 seconds slower, so, you know, I want to go fast. 5-3 has a lot of, like, doing things to slow down so you don't run into those brambles. That jump I did right there is actually pretty tight. You can slow down a little bit more and just wait for them to move, and it only loses, like, 1 in-game second, but I just went for it, because why not? Right here I'm going to ground pound this slope, and that's because as soon as you hit the ground there, you reach full speed again. So it's a cool way of like slowing down, but being able to be at top speed once you start moving again. Yeah, this is a really fun level. This is actually one of my favorites. And I don't pipe jump off that pipe right there, because if I were to do a wall jump off it, I would actually go right into the poison, and don't want that to happen. So the next level is 5 Tower, the first vertical level of the run. Actually, the only vertical level of the run. So this level is like super cycle based. You have these 2 walls on either side with spikes that are like moving left and right and can kind of prevent you from like, you know, going to certain parts of the level. You'll see it right here. So this first part is very lenient. You're waiting for a hole on the right side to open up so you can reach the next part of the level. You can really just take your time here. Like, I'm just kind of wasting time right here. But I want to get to the next part pretty fast because there's a cycle. I'm going to go here. I call it 556, and that's named after the time you get at the door if you get the cycle. So like I cut it really close there. I do some movement here. It's not like extremely tight. Like, I didn't do that perfectly and I still made it. And you see I got a 556. You can actually get 557 now. But yeah, that's not something I would recommend going for if you're starting out running this game. Not at all. I do a quick turn back there because if I were to just run for the boss, then I would actually just get hit. So after you hit him, you want to run to the right because he'll target you, and then when he pops up, it lets him be on top of these platforms, so that way you can just fly up and then land on top of him. There's like other ways of doing the fight, but he ends up under the platforms, and I don't like to do it that way because you can't like fly up at a certain time and go down at a certain time, and I have like visual cues for that, so I don't know, I prefer doing it that way. But there's a few ways to do Iggy. So up next is, I guess, what's like the hardest level for people when starting out this game. At a top level, 5 Towers probably the hardest level, but when starting out, 5-4, you would see a lot of people save here in a race. I actually didn't. I normally don't, but I mean, especially in this case, because I had gotten 5-5-6, and so I was like actually on PB pace at this point. So I didn't want to lose time, because saving loses a little bit of time because you get an extra text box. I think it's like 2 or 3 seconds. I don't know because I never do it. This level, you skip that raft right there. You're supposed to ride that, but by doing these wall jumps and doing some other movement, you can skip it and save like 1 minute and 20 seconds or so. I took this very safe. So right here, I tried to hit this POW block, but I messed it up, so I did an extra ground pound. You would normally not even hit the POW block, but the POW block clears out some enemies and makes that a little bit easier. And then at the end there, I went like on top of the screen. There's actually a conveyor belt up there. You can't see it, but you can run along it, which is really convenient. Lets you skip the end there. So yeah, 3:49 is not like a very good time for that level, but hey, it's better than not doing the skip, so that's fine. Next level is 5 Ghost House. 5 Ghost House is really dark, so you can only really see like the immediate area around you, so you have to have this level like well memorized. And if you don't know what you're doing and you try to do a run to this game, you might have some trouble finding the secret exit here. I know I did when I did like my first blind run through of this route. But once you know it, this is one of the easier levels of the run, to be honest. Although the movement here can be a little bit tricky to optimize. Like that wasn't very optimal. And then this next room, you kind of have to do some blind jumps. But if you know what you're doing, they're pretty consistent. Like this one especially right there. Right here, there's a boo ring at the end and some stairs. And I'm going to jump through the boo ring without getting hit. And there's like 3 different ways of doing this. That's like the way most people would go for it in runs at like top level. The easiest strat is to actually like bonk on the stairs on purpose and then jump through it, and it's not even that much slower, and it's really easy. That strat's a little bit difficult. There's one where you actually don't bonk the stairs or do a turn back, and you still make it through. We call it meme jump because it's a huge meme, and I'm the only person who goes for it. And it saves a little bit of time, but it's kind of hard. Yeah, so now we're moving on to World 8. Got another secret exit there, I didn't even mention that. There's 3 different secret exits in this run, so that's the second one. The first 2 are used to get to the cannons, and the last one will just be used to skip a big portion of World 8. So, I mean, I made it past 5-4 now, and like I said, that's kind of the main level we need Propeller for. Of course, it saves a lot in 5 Tower as well, because you're traveling up. But yeah, like now it wouldn't be a big deal if I lost it, and you'll see in just a moment I actually did lose it in this run. So but yeah, it doesn't end up being a big deal. You see these meteors here that are falling from the sky are kind of in a random pattern, so by doing like the correct movement every time, you can avoid them pretty consistently. But there I tried to grab that shell and messed it up, and that just messed up all my movement, so I got hit. Kind of unfortunate, but it actually only lost about 3 seconds. It's not a big deal. And the reason it didn't lose that much time is because I damage boost in this level anyway. So all I had to do was waste a little bit of time picking up that flower and then kind of deal with some RNG right there. And then I'm going to damage boost 2 times. And then right here I'm going to do the 8-1 triple jump, where I just barely clear that lava pillar. And when I was going over that, I actually didn't have any more invincibility frames. That was just me going right over the lava pillar. It's not really that hard of a trick, but I know it can be hard to learn. Once you get it down though, it's pretty consistent. So yeah, now I'm Small Mario, and conveniently, being Small Mario is actually the fastest way to clear 8-2, so it's just kind of convenient that you damage boost there to go fast anyway. There's a little bit more Meteor RNG here at the beginning of 8.2. I don't know if it gave me a problem here. Probably not. It doesn't usually. Yeah. Sometimes like a meteor will just be like right on top of you. It doesn't happen too often. But yeah, the reason Small Mario saves time here is because you can do those little shake jumps. You'll probably see me do one, like right there. As Propeller Mario, if you shake, you're just going to fly up in the air. But Small Mario, you can do those jumps. Lets you extend your jumps a little bit. And it saves a lot of time in this level because you can avoid going on those hills that are moving to the left. Some of them anyway. Like that one, for example. And that saves a lot of time. And then here I grab another star. And that lets me go fast. And here's another secret exit. And if I were to not get this, I'd have to do so many levels in World 8. But because I'm doing this, I just got to do one more and then I get to the airship. This room is one of the trickiest parts of the run, actually, for me. My PB, it's a pretty good run, but that room in my PB is like the one part that just stands out as being like really bad. My PB is only like 3 seconds off the world record, and I lost 5 seconds in that room, so kind of dumb, but it's okay. So now we have the first actual auto-scroller of the run, because I didn't do the auto-scroller in 5.4. It was 8.7, the Bone Coaster level. I think most people remember this one from playing casually. Since there's not like too much to talk about here, I actually want to talk about the next level a little bit, which is 8 Airship. In 8 Airship, there's a boss fight with Bowser Jr., and you know, if you were to play through like the whole game, like all the worlds or whatever, you'd fight Bowser Jr. 3 times. And in the other 2 fights, you can actually jump on his head to damage him. And this one, you're not supposed to be able to do that. He's supposed to be so high up that like you're not supposed to be able to get between him and the ceiling to jump on his head. But if you ground pound, your hitbox gets a little bit smaller, and it happens to be just enough to squeeze in there. But the thing is, Bowser Jr. kind of like moves up and down a little bit, so you can only do it when Bowser Jr.'s at his lowest point, and he's only at his lowest point for 2 frames at 60 FPS. So you have 1/30th of a second to get a ground pound on him. The trick is known as bombless because the intended way to do the fight is hitting Bowser Jr. with his bombs, but of course if you do that, you don't have to use the bombs. Bombless is extremely infamous throughout the community because it's so difficult to get in runs. So that is kind of a place where a lot of runs die, is 8 Airship, because of that trick. 8.7 here is kind of the calm before the storm. You know, you're on a good run. You know it's probably going to die in the next level, but you know, crossing your fingers that maybe you have a chance at getting the trick. For world record, you need to get bombless twice, and I'll explain why getting it 3 times wouldn't be faster, but yeah, you need to get it twice. For like a 24-minute run, you don't even technically need to get bombless, although getting it twice saves 23 seconds, so it definitely helps. But you don't technically need it. It just is very tight without bombless. The former world record, 24:58 by Ochgard, didn't even have the trick because it wasn't even known at the time, so yeah. And I will say most people going for 24 are going to go for bombless. And when you're going for bombless, so you can start the fight by using the bomb Bowser Jr. throws out immediately, because he throws out a bomb right at the start of the fight, and that's why doing double bombless is faster than triple, because you want to make use of that bomb he throws out. It's better than just going for 3 bombless hits. And like if you don't want to lose time, you would just hit him with that first bomb he throws out. But if you want to be consistent, you can actually go for a hit as soon as the fight starts, and that's actually also the fastest way to do it. So yeah, that's what I did in this run. So, but if you miss that, of course it loses time. So anyway, Airship is also a pretty cool level. That jump is hard. A lot of people, even at a top level, don't go for that. because it's pretty easy to get hit. But there are 3 propellers in this level, conveniently enough. This is also another reason we intentionally damage boost earlier, is because there's more propellers here. Here's where the propeller starts to save a lot of time in this level. You're supposed to use those screws to lower the platforms here, but you can just skip that. It's slow. This one's a little bit tight. I crouched for safety there. You don't actually need to. And yeah, I did kind of some safety strats in this level, in this run, because it was a marathon run and I didn't really want to die here or lose propeller. And oh, I guess I should mention, you need the propeller in order to do bombless, because if you don't have it, there's no way to fly up to Bowser Jr. So yeah, I think you can technically get up there like in multiplayer or something if you like bounce off other people. I don't know. Anyway, here comes the trick. Spoiler, this run got it. Got the trick. It did not get it optimally though. Optimally, you would start the fight by immediately hitting him without a bomb, then go do another bombless hit again, and then finish him off with the bomb. That didn't happen here because I missed this first hit that I went for. I got what's called a troll hit, which means you were just slightly late on pressing down. So I just went ahead and utilized the bomb that was already on the screen before it went away. Went for it again, got another troll hit there, actually. I might have gotten another one. Okay, there's where I actually got bombless. And that was kind of, both of those hits were actually kind of without setup. There's like setups for getting different hits. I just kind of got lucky and got it twice. So I think I ended up saving maybe like 7 seconds over a normal fight. It wasn't actually that much. It was like 7 or 8 seconds. Because I took like so much time trying to get the trick, and I didn't hit him with the bomb at the start, so that also lost some time. But yeah, I still saved time over doing the fight normally, like with all 3 bombs. So, you know, can't complain about that. So, I'm going to the final level, and at this point I was actually on pace for a 24-minute run. I didn't catch the airship split, but I think it was something like 24:56 pace or something. I had some leeway. I did not clutch it out, and you'll see why soon enough. But it could have been worse, I guess. One of the jumps here in the beginning of this level, it's called Fast Firebar. So basically, I do a crouch right there, because a crouch also always acts as the first jump of a triple jump. And I need to do a triple jump off the edge of that to just barely make that jump, because triple jumps give you a little more height. Yeah, that movement can be kind of tricky. I actually took this pretty risky. I usually do. And I kind of have a setup there for when to start running, so I can be going like full speed as I go past that firebar. This room has actually killed a lot of runs. Basically, you're just waiting for a pipe to appear at the bottom of the screen. But sometimes people will jump too early for the pipe, me included. I've actually lost quite a few runs here to doing just that. So it's kind of a dumb way to lose it at the very end. But I have a setup for like when to jump on all these platforms and then when to jump for the pipe. So I mean, when I do actually get into the pipe, it's usually pretty optimally. I'm not sure how well I did it here. Oh, that was actually very good. Yeah, 6:09 in game time right there is really good. So I guess this first part of the castle is pretty good, but I know I screwed up the ending pretty bad, which is what cost me the 24. These fireballs right here are random, so I just had to jump through them. Hope I didn't get hit, basically. And I guess I had to slow down a little bit right there. You really don't want that to happen in PBs, or in PB attempts. My PB got lucky, I didn't have to slow down at all. But yeah, that can happen. And of course, you have the propeller, you just fly over Bowser, you don't have to wait for him to jump. That would be slow. You don't want to miss the switch there, but I guess I did. And I guess, like, small thing, you want to hit the switch from as far left as you can, which is kind of why I landed too far left, because I tried to optimize it too much. Because right here, Mario walks left before the cutscene starts. So yeah, like, he'll walk less far the further left you are. So yeah, now we're going into the last part of the run. We call this escape. So this part right here, Bowser is going to shoot these fireballs out, and I want to jump right as he shoots them out because they target you, and you're trying to line them all up so that they can each one will like go past the part that the last one broke, like that. And so I actually messed that up. Yeah, optimally you would get this in 7 tries. He can actually shoot 4 there before moving on, but if you move forward he'll do 3, but I like messed it up. So I almost got it in 7 still, and that would have been good enough. Like I would have only lost like a second, but I messed that up, so I had to wait a little longer for him to shoot another one. Right there I did a short jump off that platform because for whatever reason that jump right there is way less tight if you do a short jump. I don't really know how that works. It just affects the platform cycle somehow. I guess I messed that movement up a little bit. I'm basically trying to not fly as much as possible. So like I do a wall jump right there to end my flight, and then time ends when you hit the switch. I think this run is actually a high 25:05, but I mean that's a very good time for a no reset run. I mean this had 5.56 and double bombless. Not every no reset run is gonna have that, but yeah, pretty good. Yeah, so that concludes my marathon submission video. If you're interested in this game, feel free to message me on Discord. Feel free to join the community Discord server, or the NSMB series community Discord server, which also has this game in it, or to go on speedrun.com/NSMBW. Some resources on there. There's a leaderboard. You can watch runs. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's a pretty good run, so you know, I would be happy if I could pull something like this off in a no reset setting. And for the most part, I think most of my tournament matches were like 25-minute runs or so. I think I had like one that wasn't, I can think of, but it like almost was. I just like died at the very end. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm pretty consistent with this run that I can get like a 25-minute time most runs. So yeah, that's all I had to say. Thank you for watching.